questions? Hello, doing good. Sorry, I had to catch that sneeze real quick. Oh, that hurt. But we are here, we are vibing, we are chilling. For anyone who doesn't know, we are playing a lovely inclusive visual novel called Our Life Beginnings and Always, starring our man, our boy, our dude, the guy, Cove Holden. We absolutely love him. He is fucking adorable. Growing up with him on stream with y'all has been so much fucking fun. Yeah. I'm excited to get into it. Where do we leave off? Okay. So today we will be playing The Moment, Late Shift. So for anyone who doesn't know, we have these 4 Cove moments. We have 4 Baxter moments. Then we have the endings for each of the guys. And we have Cove's wedding DLC. So we are creeping up closer and closer to the end of this game, and that is gonna hurt my soul, I'm not gonna lie. Cove is such a sweet baby angel, and I love him, and we must protect him forever, okay? Sounds good. Okay. Let's hop into Late Shift, shall we? Oh, there's my mouse. Ah, Baxter. Baxter is my guy. I can't wait for y'all to get to see more Baxter. After lunch, you ran into Baxter. He was more than happy for an impromptu hangout in your neighborhood. He idly spoke about the first time he bought a shirt online. Apparently, the website hadn't been in English, so he had made do with automatic online translations. His unique fashion sense was eclectic in more than one way. Finding out how he filled out his wardrobe answered some of your questions about his look. He smiled in fond remembrance. I measured myself multiple times to make sure I could order the correct size. It wasn't as if I'd be able to ship it back if there were problems. But to make a long story short, it arrived in one piece, multiple months later. At that point, I wasn't going to complain. It was a physical object in my hands. He gestured with his arm for emphasis. As he did, Baxter glanced at his wrist, at a watch that wasn't there. Anyway, I hope I'm not taking too much of your time with this. You had a few chores to do, but you were generally free. You weren't worried about it and shook your head. Baxter eased back and returned to chatting. The two of you meandered around the neighborhood, aimlessly walking as you talked. That's good, baby's fever is going down, Goldfish. I love him. I haven't played this moment, so I'm like, give me more Baxter time. Give me more Baxter right now. I saw Cove earlier. He was on his way to work from what I gathered in a brief chat, and from how he was dressed. Yeah, he's working at the old library as an assistant. Stop! That's so cute! I love that so much. I think he found a good option for himself, especially with how limited jobs are in this town. Cove working at the little library? The one we played hide and seek in when we were kiddos? Stop, my heart. I love him. Since you are free, perhaps we could do better than standing here. I'd be delighted to invite you over to my condo to chat more comfortably. Baxter's condo. You'd lived on this street your entire life, but had never actually been inside. You were curious about it. Not an acceptance. Sure, yeah, why not? But I will need to leave before this evening. I have plans to visit Cove at his work too. Of course, I wouldn't presume to keep you. Hunter, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. I love him. He's such a little oddball. Like, look at him. He made a grand sweeping gesture directed at his place and led the short walk over. You followed beside him, stopping when you reached his front door. He opened it for you and welcomed you inside. It was a familiar threshold from your childhood. You couldn't help having a slight shiver up your spine as you thought of this condo's previous residents. The old people, the grumpy old folks. You took a quick breath as you cautiously stepped into the condo. The first thing you noticed was just how unexpectedly nice and sleek it was. Holy crap, this place is gorgeous. Hold on, I want to look at the condo. Hold on, that's so pretty. The dolphin picture and the boat and the... Okay, I like the little plants. I like this tree. This tree's kind of cool. Okay. I vibe. I vibe. I can't imagine old people staying here with the way they were treating us and shit. It was also clean and smelled faintly like some sort of unidentifiable air freshener. You had to wonder how much of this was due to whoever rented it out, the former residents, or the current one. Regardless of the pleasant presentation, you were on edge. You couldn't help but stay on guard, as if mean not grandparents might jump out to yell at you at any moment. Baxter noticed something of your discomfort and raised an eyebrow. Is everything all right? I've never seen the inside of this condo. Oh? He seemed genuinely surprised. The former neighbors never had you over for tea? Sounds out of character for this street. We all friendly and shit. You snorted at the ridiculous thought of those particular prior visitors ever inviting you over. No, they weren't exactly nice. They were the opposite of that, really. I'm actually amazed I'm standing here now. Baxter's smile was curled as he ushered you the rest of the way inside and closed his door. I would like to hear more about this. Sounds like there's a story here. He sat on his sofa, first sitting properly before readjusting his position to a comfortably forward crouch. He waved his hand toward his furniture, an invitation to take a seat yourself. I guess sit beside him. There's no need to, sit on the other side of the fucking room if we're gonna be having a conversation. I like to sit near the people I'm talking to. You took the other half of his couch and slowly lowered yourself down. Water. It was not as comfortable as your own couch at home, but it wasn't bad. You turned yourself slightly so that it would be easier to talk to Baxter. His head tilted to face you as well. So you want to hear about the mean not grandparents? My ears are open. You began to give him the rundown of your past neighbors, explaining how they didn't like children and had a reputation among you and the other kids for being nasty. A long time ago, I almost ding-dong ditched them. I remember Cove was crying, and Lizzie wanted me to ring the mean not grandparents' doorbell. I didn't go through with it. She could have done it herself if she wanted to. Baxter chuckled at your non-prank story. Sounds like you. The two of you continued to chat until the sun started hanging lower in the sky. It could be seen falling through his large windows. You stood up when it was time to go, and Baxter led you to the door. I think I'm actually going on an outing to town myself. It's a good night for exploring. I don't get why his shirt has eyes. That's what I don't get. Why has his shirt got eyeballs on it? You nodded as you stepped outside. Thanks for having me over. Goodbye, Blake. You parted in good spirits and walked off. You entered your house and got yourself ready to visit Cove. You were definitely looking forward to seeing him. Lately, Cove had been working more often. You rarely saw him during his shift for obvious reasons. He was busy. That was why it had been a surprise when Cove asked you to swing by. Maybe Cove was also thinking about how much his job had impacted how often you saw each other. Me and Cove really be attached at the hip, for real. Like, it's like, oh no, you got a job, come by! Luckily, his place of employment was within walking distance. You wouldn't have to worry about getting a ride. Not he's watching you at all times. The air felt heated around you, but with enough of a breeze to cool you off. You strolled past familiar buildings, not even having to think about how to get to Cove's job. You had gone down these streets more than enough times to memorize the way. It was easy to just enjoy the brief trip. Soon enough, you reached the local library parking lot. You headed right inside. Immediately after opening the door, you smelled the warm, solid smell of books. A bit stuffy, but it was a nostalgic feeling. Your eyes scanned the front room for a certain tall, green-haired assistant. Oh my gosh, look at him, the working boy! Go, Cove, go. I love him. I just want to cheer him on for forever. Like, look at him, he's all cute and focused and shit. You spotted him easily at a desk. He didn't seem too busy. No one else was around. You stepped closer. He instinctively looked up from a stack of papers at the sounds of someone approaching. Cove met your eyes with a welcome smile when he realized who it was. Hi, Blake. Thanks for coming. Of course. Oh my goodness. Look at him. The happy guy. Hey, thanks for inviting me. Is stuff going good? Cove laughed quietly, his eyes alight with past bemusement. You should have seen it. When I got here earlier, there was a huge fight going on with the schedule. I just tried to stay out of it. I'm lucky no one else wants to close. It's not something I've got to defend. Some shifts are way too competitive. He shook his head at the memory. He wondered how the shifts had been sorted out in the end. He didn't bother to elaborate further on his workplace drama. Anyways, yeah, it's fine. That was the most exciting today got. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with all that. I'd be minding my own damn business. It sounds stressful. In that case, you do not want to know what Emmy did to get tomorrow's morning shift. I'm pretty sure there was blackmail involved. He scratched the back of his neck as he stared into the middle distance. He had seen things. Oh. Cove's eyes grew wide and then drifted off. His mind was clearly elsewhere. Speaking of work, I gotta get back to it. That's what I'm doing right now. He laughed at how easily your presence made him forget the situation at hand. Take a seat or wander around a little. Try not to disappear, though. I won't be too long. I just have a couple of things to take care of. He gave a significant look at the papers he had been sorting through before he had noticed you. Okay, I'll see you soon then. I don't know. Yeah, let's check out the young adult section, I guess. There were many fantasy novels mixed in with contemporary fiction. Sometimes while you were browsing, you would run into an older title that had once been in the children's section when you were little. Conversely, some books sounded more adult than others. As promised, Cove swung by again. He stood up straight, the task that had been at hand completed. Since you had a moment together, you struck up a new conversation. Not that teasingly flirted with him. He's at work. Be nice. Don't do that shit. Not do people hit on you a lot while you're working? Poor Cove. Jesus. How's it like working here? He looked around and shrugged. I mean, it's a job. I can't exactly expect it to be amazing. It's fine. You hummed in agreement and he continued. His face shifted into a look of mild annoyance. I get a lot of comments on my eyebrows, a lot of people asking if Cove is my real name, and also people who don't even ask. They just launch into some tirade about how important it is for visitors to know the real names of those who are assisting them, and it's so unprofessional of me. How I better not be expecting them to actually call me something so silly, and well, you can imagine the rest. Geez, poor Cove. He gestured around at your surroundings with bewilderment. After all the years of knowing him, you'd forgotten that for most people the word Cove was not a name human beings have. It was kind of funny to think about. Still, you shook your head at the sheer rudeness of it all. Even if it was uncommon, it's not their place to insist it's fake. That's good. It's cool you generally like your job. Yeah, it usually goes pretty smooth. I like the hours, and while my boss isn't great at managing everyone's schedules, she's usually nice. Really? For one of my coworkers' birthday, everyone got a cupcake. They were even fancy cupcakes from a bakery in the city. Okay, we like a cool boss. We like a cool boss for Cove. Cool beans, cool beans. Nice perk. Did I ever tell you about the person who tried to donate a giant bear figure? And I mean giant. It was something used in their own store, but eventually they didn't need it anymore. He told you about a few of the more fun visitors who balanced out the terrible ones. It was fun. Oh, actually, you were suddenly reminded of your afternoon adventure at Baxter's place. Remember the mean not grandparents? I saw inside their home. Really? He looked amazed, like he was just barely containing himself from peppering you with questions. Suddenly, a thought hit him like a brick. Wait. He settled down immediately. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. The new person staying there is really, welcoming. You overheard someone sounding frustrated as they couldn't find a specific book. Cove turned his head towards them without pause, his customer service smile already on his face. He gave you a quick nod and then headed over, disappearing into the labyrinth of shelves. It was a shame your conversations were so brief, but what else could you expect when he was on the clock? Seeing Cove acting so mature was different. He was like a real adult and giving service with a grin, at least when he remembered he was supposed to be working. Yeah, definitely you were proud of him. He's done a lot of good, a lot of growing up. Sweet boy. It was nice to see him growing up. He had changed a lot over the years, and you were happy to see how much he had matured. You decided to walk around the shelves a little and explore. Every so often, you'd see Cove. He'd be reshelving books or helping people find what they needed. Good night, goldfish. Good luck with baby goldfish. He was good at it, always calm and quiet enough for the library. He took small moments to talk with you every so often or smile in your direction. Eventually, it seemed like it was time for some kind of book club. The library lobby flooded with people, all clutching their copies of what you guessed was a satirical fantasy book. Cove got busier himself, pulling out chairs and arranging the area. You made the call that it was time to head out, since he'd have to be occupied for a while with all of that. He glanced over at you after he'd nudged a fake plant over to make room for another chair. You waved at him from near the front entrance. He frowned, but then switched right back to a smile. He gave a quick wave before turning back to the book club event. He grinned. He's doing such good work. You felt buoyed seeing Cove for a little bit. Wordlessly, you ambled back outside into the parking lot. The evening sun was warm on your skin while you were taking the trip back home. You felt your phone buzz and stopped on the sidewalk. Who is contacting me? Then you pulled it out to check. It was from Mom. Would you mind stopping by the grocery store on your way home to pick up some asparagus and peppers for dinner tomorrow? Can't make it myself. Deadlines are tight right now. What do my moms do for work? Thank you and have a great day. Okay, I guess I'm picking up stuff. What was that end of thank you and have a great day? mean, I'm already out, so I guess I don't mind the request. It could have been a lot worse. Asparagus and peppers. That was going to be a quick in and out, easy peasy. You answered back, no problem, can do. You weren't expecting her to text back anytime soon, though you did already get a thanks for it. Your phone remained grasped in your hand as you grew lost in your thoughts. Everyone was busy working nowadays. The only other person who wasn't was Liz, and you had no idea how long before that changed. Um, I'd say at this point, I would have been glad that I hadn't had to get a job yet. It was one relief with everything else going on. You were grateful your moms weren't pushy about sending you off to the workforce now that you were a new adult. The day you started supporting yourself on your own was coming sooner rather than later. You were acutely aware of that fact, so that's why you were in no rush. You knew that you'd be taking care of yourself somehow someday, but for now, you wanted to focus on other priorities before you made that transition. You were still inside of your head when another message came through. Looking at your phone, you saw that it was Cove this time. Can we hang out again? After I close at work this time. I could come to your house or something. Not my options being yeah, why, and no or no reply. Jesus. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Yeah. A fond smile tugged at the corner of your mouth when the next message arrived immediately. Awesome. Thanks. You were struck with an idea as your fingers hovered to reply. You already agreed to run by the store today. You could meet Cove in town. Actually, I'll meet you at work when you're done. I have to stay out running an errand anyways. Yoda and the ferrets are doing good. They're in the other room while I do my little stream. Cool. I'll be here, obviously. See you later. Aw, the little smiley face. You finally put your phone away. You realized then that you may not have enough time to get to the store and back before Cove was off. You'd need to return to the library first. But what was done was done. To fill the little gap of space in between your new plans, you decided to... I'm not gonna sneak him more texts while he's working. Let the boy work, let him do his job. Browse other places close by. Your feet took you down to where several of the touristy shops were located. It had been a while since you last poked your nose around what they were selling. As you approached the library building, you noticed a figure out front. It was Cove. His silhouette was instantly recognizable to you, even in the dim light of the parking lot. You could see he was smiling eagerly as you got closer. He had been waiting for this. I want to hug him. Ran up to hug him. You bounded through the final steps to reach Cove and took him into your arms. He wasn't fazed, simply wrapping you in an embrace of his own. Hello again. Hi, Blake. His initial excitement at your arrival deflated quickly. Cove stopped being able to meet your eyes as he spoke more. I'm sorry for earlier, when you were visiting. It wasn't very exciting, was it? I hope I wasn't wasting your time. It's never a wasted time. What do you mean? I love you. Oh yeah, the art in this is phenomenal. I actually got the digital art book, so I can just look at all of the art and from the game. It's so fucking cute. Not to mention it's got some of the like concept art. I'm obsessed. Cove is never a waste to see you. Oh. His smile reemerged, though only slightly, then he continued his thought. It's just, with all the shifts I've been doing lately, I wanted to have you around some more. That's really all. It was to make my day better. But it's not like working has to be a good time, and there's better things you could have been doing than watching me do stuff at a distance. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting some support. So I bought it over, since I have the game on the computer and stuff, I bought it on Steam, and then, I just open up the game on Steam and go into the files or whatever, and I open up the art book, and then it opens in a little fucking internet page, and then I get to scroll through and look at it all. It's so cute. Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting some support. I'm here for you. You grinned easily. You felt proud you were the one he called when he needed someone to lift his spirits. Cove flushed as you beamed openly at him. I'm glad my job doesn't have to get in the way of us being together. After the words fell out, Cove rushed to redo what he had just said. Oh, in the way of us spending time together. That's what I meant. I feel the same way. Look at him blushing and shit. He's so sweet. Thanks. It works out then. Cove reached out for you and you leaned into it. He gently held you against him as you relaxed against his body. It was comforting. What was that errand you talked about before? Are you still doing that? Yeah. Would you want to come too? It was late and you knew that Cove wanted to go home, but admittedly, you wanted company. He eased that concern by smiling softly. Sure. Yeah, I can go shopping with you. You walked, right? Mm-hmm. Want me to drive you? Yeah, that would make things a lot easier. No problem. It's nice of you to do this. Not really. I like spending time with you. Thanks. I like that too. Moments later, Cove had his things together and you were both ready to swing by the store. Cove pulled into one of the many free parking spots at the neighborhood 24-hour grocery store. Car doors were popped open and you got out at the same time. There was a salty smell in the air as the two of you strolled through the dim parking lot. The local burger joint on the other side of the pavement guaranteed the place always smelled like fries. Your eyes squinted at the change of lighting when you made it inside the building. The automatic doors shut behind you. With you truly having arrived, Cove raised his brow curiously. So, what are we here for again? We are here for asparagus and peppers? Aha, yes, asparagus and peppers. It's for something my moms are making tomorrow. Sounds good. This'll be a short trip. Uh-huh. You idly scanned the front room for a basket you could use. A full cart wasn't necessary. Boom, boom, boom. felt responsible having your parents rely on you. It was a recent change that you wanted to fully embrace. You spotted the baskets and caught a glimpse of Cove's full appearance while looking down to pick one up. It is kind of weird to see you dressed in a uniform in a different store. Cove snickered while sidling up beside you. Right? It's like I'm wearing a costume after Halloween is over, but I just hope no one thinks I work here. The uniform is totally different, but you never know. Basket in hand, you ambled towards the vegetable section. It was set near the back, but visible right from the entrance. Cove matched your pace, keeping at your side. The asparagus was simple enough to select. You simply picked up a bundle that looked fresh. All that was left was the peppers. There was a wrinkle in that plan. What color did they want? She didn't say. Then what are we gonna do? The color definitely matters. I'll text Mom real quick to ask. Because yeah, Cove does have a point. Even just regular bell peppers, like, I think, is it the red ones are sweeter and the green ones are like less ripe, so they have less flavor? He nodded, satisfied with your solution. You tried to fish out your phone while balancing the basket. Cove held a hand out to take. You accepted the help. You accepted the help. With both hands free, you were able to type out a brief message to ask about pepper colors. Then you stared, waiting at the screen. Cove hovered nearby to peek over your shoulder. I love peppers. The replying icon appeared, and you felt Cove lean in even closer. Just the regular green ones is what you sent back. Alright, that's easy. And he was right. You picked up the requested green peppers, tossing a few into the basket. Produce acquired, all that was left was to go through the line, but as you approached the cash registers, Cove stopped in his tracks. Oh, while we're here, I want to get something too. I need fruit for breakfast tomorrow. But what should I have? He glanced back unsurely at the section you just left. I can go back to look with you. I love fruit. That coaxed a small smile from Cove. His tension eased. Thanks, Blake, and sorry. It's fine. We can take a little more time to do this. Cove gratefully led you back to the fruit stands. He let his eyes wander across all the options, seriously considering his decision. Not bothering to rush, you walked up and down the produce aisle for the second time that trip. Finally, something caught his attention. Transparent cases containing fresh blueberries. Cove grinned. I don't blame him. Blueberries are good. Let's go. I want some blueberries. That's it. It'll be perfect for tomorrow. Great. Despite the suddenness of how it happened, you were genuinely glad Cove was able to get something nice for himself during the visit to the store. It made the trip even more worthwhile. Cove carried his food himself, and the two of you went back to get a spot in line. After that, you completed separate orders for what you were getting. The produce was packed away in paper bags. There was one for you and one for Cove. You both had what you needed in hand. The errand was finished. You walked across the length of the store to reach the doors closest to where you had parked. You and Cove stepped back into the night. Cove lightly swung his bag back and forth in his grip as you peered, squinting into the dark parking lot. He smiled slightly, a gentle expression on his lips. Thanks for inviting me to the grocery store. Thanks for keeping me company. You're welcome. We should do this again. After a moment of walking further into the parking lot, he sighed mildly. As nice as Cove was about this, he had to be tired after working a full shift. It's been a long day. Yeah. That very brief exchange really summed it up. Cove shook his head to himself, bemusement replacing his worn-down expression. When did a busy day go from having way too many ways we wanted to play, or having some extra homework, to having to spend all day at a job and then running errands after? Ah. When we became grown-ups. This is the true adult experience, working, buying food, and then squeezing in human interaction while you're doing other productive stuff. Well, I guess kid me did always think older people spent their lives at their jobs. I was right all along. He laughed and you had to agree. Cove's eyes narrowed as his mouth opened slightly. He was having a thought. Your moms need this stuff for tomorrow's dinner, not tonight, right? Uh-huh. And nothing's frozen, so you don't need to get it home urgently or anything. Would you want to go across the parking lot to that fast food place? We could get something. You know, it's still open. It doesn't matter how late it is. It might be nice. You perked up at the suggestion. It sounded like fun. All right, let's go for it. Let's drop the groceries off, then we can go. You agreed, and Cove strolled over to the cars, buoyed at the thought of something to look forward to. He placed his bag in the back of his car and then let you store yours inside as well. With the groceries taken care of, it was a short walk to the burger joint. There were 3 cars lined up in the drive-thru, which wasn't too bad. You had to go all the way around the building to get into the front entrance. But soon you were under another set of bright fluorescent lights. Luckily, there was no line inside the building, so you stepped right up to the counter. You glanced over the menu. You remembered eating here before with Cove, back when Kyra had taken you both years ago. The menu looked pretty much the same from what you could remember. Oh, is this the place where she got like one of everything or whatever from the dollar menu? It was missing the mozzarella sticks, but most of the other items were familiar. Rest in peace, mozzarella sticks. Hello, what would you like to order? Yes, hello. I would like one of everything on your dessert menu. Yeah, I'd burst out laughing at him. He brushed a hand against the back of his head, and his polite smile for the employee bent. Mom rubbed off on me. He was reminiscing on that visit too. After the cashier made sure Cove was being serious, it was your time to order. You got... Ooh, I want so many things. Okay, I love onion rings. I love french fries. I want a chicken sandwich. I want hamburger with cheese. I want a milkshake. I want an apple pie. Soft serve sundae, soda, and a chocolate chip cookie. Shit, this made me hungry for like real life. I'm gonna have to eat something when I hop off stream. Damn. And that was all. Cove gave you a little thumbs up. He wasn't the only one indulging. You wrapped up the ordering process, paid, got the number 264, then claimed a table. You sat down across from Cove in a booth where you had a good view of the front counter. It was nice to have the pick of the place. Thanks for doing this, Cove. Don't worry about it. I wanted to do it too. Then you took out your phone to text your moms about your delay home. You didn't want them to worry. Cove watched you before pulling out his phone as well, maybe for the same reason you did. When the updates were sent, it was back to being just you and your neighbor once more. He offered you a small smile. I've missed you, you know. Even if you weren't ever really gone, it's been less time than I'm accustomed to. Genuinely, like, I want food now, goddamn. Why is this me with people, though? Cove tapped his fists on the table definitively. He paired that action with the childish pout. If someone saw him like that, they might have assumed he was throwing a fit over not getting the toy that comes with the kids' meal. We demand more time with each other. I would say, yeah, I feel the same way. I'm really glad we're doing this. He beamed at you sincerely, a ray of sunshine in this late night food trip. When the number was called, Cove hopped up from his seat before you could react. I've got it. Save our spot. Alright, see you. Have fun balancing all that stuff. I feel like that's definitely enough for two people to grab, but fine, I guess. You stayed in the booth and got situated for the arrival of all the stuff. You checked over the table and moved your phone to the side to make sure there was a clear space. Cove returned with 2 trays in hand, a great bounty of food. He placed them down carefully, being extra cautious with the tray that held his milkshake. I'm back! Thank you for carrying all that, Cove. It's no problem. Aw, look at him! Cove didn't hesitate before digging in. He took a large bite of his cookie and immediately sipped his milkshake. Genuinely, Cove's smile is everything. Then he took a spoon and sampled his sundae with an approving hum. He made an attempt to follow that up with a bite of his apple pie as well, but bailed with a distressed look on his face. You tilted your head in a silent question. Hot. I burn my mouth on everything I get, always. He switched back to the milkshake, taking a dedicated slurp. Cove sighed at the cool relief it brought. You also started to taste yours. It really wasn't bad. In only a minute, Cove's cookie was gone. You wouldn't be surprised if the milkshake wasn't far behind. Smiled as he enjoyed himself. I love Cove having a good time, and after he worked, he deserves this. Like, Also, not that fake fucking picture of a sundae, actually looking pretty good. Look at all the chocolate. I want it. It honestly looks like fairly convincing to the like McDonald's sundaes. Like, I know the cup is different, but with the swoop and then with the sauce, like it. Okay. I also think that picture's cute, even if I'm only seeing half of it with the ice cream and the cups. Smiled as he enjoyed himself. He looked so blissful that you just let yourself be happy for him. He noticed your expression and smiled back at you as he sipped his milkshake. Cove put down his drink after that and cautiously picked up the apple pie once more. He looked it over seriously, no doubt checking the temperature of it this time. He met your eyes with the most serious expression he could muster. Do you think I could eat this entire thing in one bite? You snorted and he burst out laughing as well. You felt so glad Cove agreed to come along with you on the initial grocery trip, and equally happy you accepted his invitation here. And for the record, yes, I 1000% think Cove could eat that apple pie in one fucking bite. There's no doubt in my brain. A little time off your feet, a little something to eat. You felt more energized than before. You continued to chat, mess around, laugh, and enjoy yourselves. For the first time that night, you felt like you weren't totally grown up after all. Okay, that was so fucking cute. I genuinely, like, that shit had my whole heart, for real. That was also, like, a really short moment. Goddamn, we didn't even make it an hour. I will give, like, a little bit of a thought of what I'm currently thinking. So, we will do another moment sometime this week. So, sometime this week, we will do the serendipity, which will leave us with 2 more Cove-centered moments, and then our guy Baxter. From there, I'm thinking, okay, so it's Monday. One day will be another Our Life stream. One day will probably be another Portia stream. Friday will probably be Fortnite again, because I'm really vibing just hanging out and goofing around in Fortnite. So that's 3 days. So I got one more day. Maybe I'll download the test and do that one of the days. But that's kind of where my head's at right now. Just so everybody knows, when we, maybe next week, I know I'm spacing out Our Life a little bit more. I think it's just easier than doing every night this stream. I think mixing it up and throwing other things in there is good for, like, variety, and it also keeps me doing this for a little bit longer, because I'm gonna be bummed when we finish this. I have a feeling we will end up doing the Now and Forever demo. I feel like we're gonna have to, especially because I know, the little I know of it, Baby Baxter makes an appearance over in that one, and I want to see Baby Baxter. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at so far. Like I said, I might start doing random, like, Saturday streams. I re-downloaded the first Spider-Man game, so I might do, like, a speed run type thing of sorts and do that a couple Saturdays. When we get to Baxter's moments, I will probably plan out it'll take 4 Saturdays, because we'll do Cove's ending, we'll do Derek's ending, we'll do Baxter's ending, and we will do Cove's wedding DLC. So it takes place before this one. Yeah, it takes place before this one. It takes place where Baxter grew up, which he's mentioned briefly, I think. If not, you'll learn about it when we do his moments. But it's Golden Grove. And the thing I find interesting is so beginnings and always is 4 summers. Now and forever is 4 falls. Beginnings and always, you're welcoming the new neighbor, which is Cove, and in now and forever, you are the new neighbor to the kids that already live there. So it's kind of this cute little, like, almost full circle of now we're kind of going to be on Cove's end of things, of being like the new kid. And I think that's really cute. I'm excited to see that and see what that looks like. And get to know the new characters. It also has the option of being poly, so you can romance one of them or both of them, and that's going to be really cool to see. Not to mention, I think the art style is also very cool over there, and even the like creating your character has so much more detail. Like, you can literally decide if your character is left or right-handed, and the attention to detail is just mwah. I love it. I'm so hyped. But yeah, also the demo's free, so if anybody wants to go check out Now and Forever before then, feel free. I'm hyped. I'm trying to hype myself up. The full game's probably not going to be till, did the creator say sometime next year? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's kind of where my head is at with everything. Yeah, so it's so weird that we only have 3 more Cove moments. I'm gonna miss my Ocean Boy. I honestly think that's part of why I've been spacing it out, is I'm not ready to be done streaming this game. Like, I'm not ready for us to be done and to be moving on. Because I love all 3 of these boys so fucking much. I'm also really excited to show you guys when we get to their 3 individual endings, because they're long, and I feel like it gives you such a good, like, full overview of them as people that I'm so hyped. I really think y'all are gonna like it. And the wedding DLC for Cove is so cute. So they're gonna be long Saturday streams, but 1,000% fucking worth it, honestly. Okay, let me save and make sure that I don't die. Yes. Beautiful. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, thank you so much. I like all 3 also, and Cove a little more. I think Cove is like the favorite child for a lot of people, especially because he's like the first one you really get to know. So I think everyone has kind of a soft spot for him. I just lean towards Baxter a little more, and I don't think Derek gets the love he deserves all the time. But okay, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I will see you all around tomorrow, and as always, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves. It's hard being a person, you're doing the best you can. I am proud of you. And don't forget to live a life that pisses off a bigot. Bye, y'all.